Dahvie Vanity raped a child. Police gave him a warning. Now 21 women accuse him of sexual assault.
Do you think that they're unfairly targeted and that they should be allowed to play the tour like all the other bands? Or do you side with the moms who say, look, there is a documented case, multiple documented cases of this band being inappropriate with young girls, and they should not be allowed on a tour that all these girls are here to see all these bands, and here's, potential predators walking around.
What you doing?
Dahvie Vanity, I do not fuck 12-year-olds. You sick fuck. I hope you burn in hell. What the Jose Palha? Yeah, you're a fag.
Listen to me here, people. Really, we're gonna fucking come after you with pitchforks if you keep saying that Dahvie rapes you. And trust me, we will show you what rape is. I will shove the damn pitchfork up your ass and make it come out your mouth.
We toured with them 3 times, and then you start seeing the disgusting things that would be happening on that tour. And it's all absolutely true. And what sucked is they had some parts of the label too was like, you guys shouldn't have done that. You guys hurt, you guys may have, hurt some professional ties. We're like, fuck that. This is guys going after kids. Like, nothing else should matter.
Please, stupid bitch! Yes, that's right. We're giving you this middle finger because we hate your guts. And we hope you fucking die a cruel death. So fuck you, you slut!
And I know Jay has stories and lived experience about how he is also a very deeply narcissistic human being.
Dahvie Vanity didn't rape anyone. He's not a pedophile. He's fucking innocent. He couldn't rape anyone because, who wouldn't want to have sex with Dahvie Vanity? If he was like, he's so fucking bed now, there would be no question. It's like my dream.
So Dahvie's Jesus Christ. I don't care what you guys say because it's true. He's Jesus.
I can totally foresee Dahvie Vanity doing a duet with Justin Bieber and then trying to rape him because he thought he was a teenage girl. It's funny because it's topical.
If Dahvie Vanity wanted to, he could take advantage of his fan base on whole different levels. And that is one thing that I really fear about this band right here.
Blood and the Dance Floor was a band which gained popularity in year 2010, the time when emo community was one of the biggest communities on the internet, which indeed made band lead singer Dahvie Vanity one of the famous artists on MySpace. A lot of people might know him due to the famous Jayy Slaughter incident, but the history of Dahvie Vanity has a lot of things to talk about. So today we're going to take a deeper look into the past of Dahvie Vanity and Blood on the Dance Floor. So let's just start with the demographic. What do you think might be the demographic of Blood on the Dance Floor fanbase? Well, if you take a look at the videos like Meeting Dahvie Vanity on Blood on the Dance Floor or covers their song by one of the fans on YouTube, you'll notice the fans are kids, mostly ranging from the age of 8 to 14, some even 5 to 6 years old. Now you might say, why am I bringing this up? Because although the fanbase of Blood on the Dance Floor is a lot younger, but their shows are nowhere close to be considered as appropriate for their fanbase. If you take a look at clips from Blood on the Dance Floor live performances, you'll quickly understand what I mean. Here is Dahvie Vanity showing his ass crack to these underage fans, and it doesn't stop there. He also let these teenage girls slaps it, and at one point he even squats, making it wide open in front of these teenage girls, which is fully uncensored.
Let's give it up for my asshole. How many of you motherfuckers are pirates? It's a pirate's life for us,
motherfuckers! This next clip, I'm not even going to explain that.
What you doing?
In one clip, he asked all of his teenage fans to throw bras at him.
None of this would be possible. So thank you. Yes! Oh my God. Yes. Give me your bras right now. Give me all your bras. I want them all. Give me your bras right now. I want your bras. You see this thing? Give them to me right the fuck now. Don't be a prude. Don't be a prude. Give me that Hello Kitty. Give me that Hello Kitty. I want it. Here we go. Hey, Jay.
What's up?
What are you doing with your life?
Still trying not to die. There's so many bras. I'm just like everywhere I walk.
It's
There's
Candyland.
a bra.
It's Candyland. Shut up.
Now there might be some people saying maybe he doesn't know how old his fanbase is. If he was aware of it, he wouldn't have done that. I'm glad you said that, because Dahvie Vanity himself admitted in a Tumblr post that the majority of his fanbase is 12 to 17 years old, and the majority girls. Now as we know that Dahvie Vanity is well aware of who his fans are, so let's see some more amazing clips. Here's Dahvie Vanity saying, I want to come on all your little titties and I want to suck on all your little peepees.
I fucking love all of you motherfuckers. Salt City, you guys are better than sex. I want to just come on all your little titties tonight. And I want to suck on all your little peepees.
Now I have censored most part of the video because I don't want to get any community guideline strike. But if you want to see uncensored version of Dahvie Vanity's ass, you don't have to go anywhere else. Just go on Blood on the Dance Floor official YouTube channel, which is now known as Kawaii Monster, and you will be able to find several videos where Dahvie Vanity is showing his ass to public, which is completely uncensored. If there are any Luke Ganger or Jake Paul watching, don't get disappointed. You'll be able to see these videos too, because these videos aren't age restricted in any possible way. And thumbnail of one of these videos is him holding a bra. Now before we get into all of these allegations, I want to make it clear, I'm not accusing anyone of anything. I'm just discussing these allegations. These are alleged incidents. From very beginning, people have been accusing Dahvie of being a famous being the Jayy Slaughter incidents. Allegations of Dahvie Vanity goes back to as early as 2006 and 7 when Blood on the Dance Floor wasn't even a famous band. At that time, Dahvie was a hairstylist and was known on MySpace as Dahvie the Elite Hair God. According to Huffington Post article, during this time, he used to chat with a 14-year-old girl named Farrell. Farrell was a shy girl who used to get bullied in school, so she mostly used to spend a day on the internet, learning how to edit photos and create digital artwork. On MySpace, she became friends with Dahvie. After talking for a few weeks, Dahvie told her he will give her a new look, as he was a hairstylist, so Dahvie drove across the state to meet this girl when her parents were not at home. Allegedly, after finishing with the hair, Dahvie forced himself into her mouth and they performed oral sex. 8 days later, the story was told by the same girl on a Christian radio show. While telling the story, the girl was a lot scared. Police were quickly informed about this incident. Dahvie was even arrested, but charges were never filed, because parents of the girl decided not to file any charges if Dahvie promises not to contact the girl ever again. Later, in year 2007, Garrett Ecstasy or Garrett McLaughlin joined the band, and the band soon became popular among the scene kids.
This is BOTDF. We're here with an interview. What's up?
Blood on the Dance Floor.
Garrett Ecstasy. Dahvie Vanity.
And we are Blood on the Dance Floor. And we're in Tampa, Florida right now. And we're playing at the Transitions Club. And it's a good show tonight so far.
How long have you been playing?
2 years.
2 years. We're working on 2 years. Dahvie was together for about, year, half year working on that. And then I frequently joined. My sister actually started dating Dahvie. And I met Dahvie in Orlando at a Jeffree Star concert. And let's see. Well, after that, pretty much just happened.
But anywho, back to the Oh My Fucking God tour. It's our first headlining tour. And we're touring with Evie, and then we're gonna be on the Crunk Kid tour with Brooklyn Side. I mean, our influences come from so many different things, dude. So many different things, from like glam rock to fucking like 9 Inch Nails, Trent Reznor, to fucking like, you know, Blink-182. It's like
But not
Michael Jackson, dude. And like, you know what? Fucking call him a pedophile. He ain't no pedophile. The motherfucker's legit. He's legit. You gonna hate on a legit motherfucker? Fuck you.
But after 2 years of working together, Garrett left the band in year 2009. Now this became a huge story among the community because during this time Dahvie was arrested, so people were confused and they started to question what actually happened. But Dahvie and Garrett came up with their own stories and reason for this incident. According to Garrett, he left the band because Dahvie was charged with a rape to an underage girl and he didn't feel it was right to work with such a person. The reason the rumor of the story is over is because Dahvie was charged with a rape to an underage affiliation. I personally think that makes me sick to my stomach and should be dealt with on a personal thought level. This is to everybody, not just fans. I've seen from personal experience to notice of younger girls he's been around. I've never asked, just knew. He has a record of hitting girls and sexual harassment. He is disgusting. Younger girls, be aware, he is 25-year-old. So 18 to younger, stop while you can. He is a threat. He is violent. But according to Dahvie, Garrett didn't left, but instead he was kicked out for doing drugs and stealing his trailer. I had to cancel some shows due to personal reasons. False accusations were made against me. Me, I'm so kind and legit. I gave everyone respect. And when I was gone, Garrett decided to steal my trailer with all my gears. Grand theft auto plus robbery is equal to 5 to 10 years in prison. And trust me, Garrett would not survive in prison. Garrett also tried to steal my debit card and access my account. That's called fraud. And if I do believe, so that's a felony with a 10-year sentence to prison. How dare you? He's so fortunate I didn't press charges. During this incident, a lot of people took side of Dahvie because I guess he was the most popular one. Yeah, he left the band because Dahvie raped a 15-year-old girl or whatever and bailed out. Then he started shit between them. Garrett just kind of told him off and left / got kicked out. Not sure, and he replaced him like 5 seconds later with someone way better, who is a way better screamer. That's just for your information. And yeah, they've been bitchy to each other because that's what happened when bands break up. Likelihood of them becoming friends again is very, very low. No, fuck you, that is not what happened. God, you fucking stupid. Garrett was retarded and did a bunch of shit, so they fired him. GAWD. Exactly, Blair. Who cares about fucking Garrett anyway? Dahvie is way more kick-ass. Garrett got kicked off band for trying to fame Dahvie with that Jeffree person, whatever his name is, when Dahvie didn't actually do it, so he kicked him out and got Jayy Von Monroe. Jeffree Star. What the fuck? Garrett is so fucking awesome. Dahvie is so fucking bad. Obviously you haven't seen him lately. He is sexier. No, like, that's not obviously true. Oh, fuck Garrett. He's a lying cocksucker. He did so much shit in that band, it wasn't funny. I'm glad his ugly ass got kicked. Jay is way better anyway, in singing and appearance. He is also a ton nicer. But in 2019, Garrett did an interview with Huffington Post where he describes what actually happened that caused him to leave the band.
So the Colorado thing, just let's set the stage there, Sebastian. So he was arrested in Colorado after a young woman claimed that she was sexually assaulted by him. He was actually questioned by authorities there and detained for some period of time, right?
Right. So Jesslyn Cook was actually the one who spoke to Garrett McLaughlin, who is also, you know, totally decent guy and absolutely wanted to hold this Dahvie accountable. So he spoke to us, and the way that we understand what happened is that he allegedly sexually assaulted a young girl. She then told the police. He got pulled off during the concert, right? And there are a couple other witnesses that we had spoken to that can at least confirm that he had been pulled off the stage. What we know happens next is a bit murky, but according to McLaughlin and other sources, essentially the child dropped the charges, which is a thing that we see, right? I mean, these are young children. They don't want to get in trouble. They don't understand, you know, they feel that they've done something wrong, which isn't the case. But then, you know, they get scared and they don't want to press charges anymore. So, that is sort of allegedly what happened there.
But then there was this bizarre video statement that Dahvie made about he would never pay somebody off to change the story, but if he was going to, it would be in this case. And very much the suggestion that somehow there was a financial settlement here and that he was able to walk away after the victim decided not to cooperate in the investigation.
But the history of allegations never left Dahvie. At one point, these allegations started to spread very widely to the point where people started to spam it in his live chat. And it became kind of a known thing among the community.
Dahvie Vanity, I do not fuck 12-year-olds. You sick fuck. I hope you burn in hell. What the Jose Palha? Yeah, you're a fag. What the fuck?
You know what? I suck dick as a part-time hobby, and I'm telling you right now, you're a fucking queer.
During 2011, several moms even wrote a petition to ban BOTDF because they were afraid to send their kids to the show.
This week's comment question of the day is a pretty serious topic, guys. I'm not going to joke about this one, but Blood on the Dance Floor was added to Warped Tour this year to play this summer. And there's a bunch of moms that have created a petition because they're afraid to send their kids to Warped Tour if Blood on the Dance Floor is going to be there. Now, if you don't know, a couple of years ago, Blood on the Dance Floor was accused, not convicted, of second-degree rape, I believe, with a 16-year-old residing in San Diego, California. Now, that probably would have been forgotten or forgiven had it not happened again about a year ago with Dahvie Vanity, one of the singers in Blood on the Dance Floor, who was accused again of raping, this time, an 11-year-old viral video star named Jessie Slaughter. So here's my question to you guys. Number one, what are your thoughts on Blood on the Dance Floor? Do you like this band? Do you hate this band? Why? Like, give me some reasons. And then the band itself, do you think that maybe even if you don't like them, that they're being unfairly attacked here? They look different, they sing very sexual music, they do sort of the Jeffree Star thing, and let's be honest, even in 2011, being gay can get you attacked, and they sort of play that crowd. So do you think that they're unfairly targeted and that they should be allowed to play the tour like all the other bands? Or do you side with the moms who say, look, there is a documented case, multiple documented cases of this band being inappropriate with young girls, and they should not be allowed on a tour that all these girls are here to see all these bands, and here's, potential predators walking around. So what are your thoughts on this issue? What are your thoughts on Blood on the Dance Floor, and whose side are you on?
Blood on the Dance Floor have worked with several artists in the past like Lady O'Grady, Jeffree Star, Danny Locus, Ash Costello, Nicki Misery, and even Social Reports. All of them have came up and stated publicly what was their experience working with band's lead singer Dahvie Vanity, and they made some serious allegations on Dahvie as well. Except for our fuckboy. I guess he had a good time.
Making fun of Blood on the Dance Floor is kind of like making fun of Justin Bieber. It's like beating a dead horse. Plus, every time they get a comment from someone putting something they don't like about the band on their YouTube or Twitter or whatever, just a hater, they're actually making them more famous.
This is just a big fuck you to all of the BOTDF haters out there. Just because you're jealous of somebody doesn't mean you have to go hating on them, okay? Haters make them famous anyway, so really by hating, you're just making them famous. Think about that.
So if you're thinking about going over to BOTDF's YouTube channel and leaving them a hate comment or saying something terrible about them, you're actually helping them. If you hate on them, you're helping them. And Blood on the Dance Floor has kind of really gotten that down. A lot of people don't even know what they sound like, they just hate on them. And it's all about image. They have their image perfected. Their look is art in itself. Nobody else looks like them. People try and look like them, but it's ridiculous, and that's what gets them so much attention. They are one of the few bands kind of keeping this whole scene alive. Hi! So some of you may have noticed I've actually been on tour for the past month and a half, all of December and late November, with Blood on the Dance Floor. And let me tell you, it was a doozy.
In year 2010, Jeffree Star in particular said this on Twitter: "I'm gonna speak the truth till I die. We saw Dahvie bringing underage girls to his hotel room and do sexual things, 100% illegal. I no longer support Blood on the Dance Floor, and how disgusting Dahvie is. Touching children and enjoying the attention is evil. Fuck off, sicko." Being on tour with that child fucker has made me see the truth. I regret ever doing a song with that pig. Rest in peace, cause you will never be me. If you support that piece of shit, then unfollow me, because you're supporting child molestation. Dahvie is the lowest, worthless scumbag I've ever met. And Danny Locus also said this on Twitter: "On real, Dahvie would have underage girls in the car with him. He did invite girls to come to the hotel so he can molest them. He is a disgusting pig. I feel bad for Jayy Von Monroe. He doesn't deserve to be associated with a lowlife. You treat his fan like shit. And you're almost 26, you disgusting piece of shit. Hope you die. Your only thing you can say about me is I'm an alcoholic and wanna be Jeffree. Poor Sally Stitches doesn't deserve how he treats her. He wants to try and call me out on stage for being an alcoholic. You fuck 15-year-olds. Now, although Jeffree Star made these allegations on Dahvie Vanity, but years later he was seen on tour with Dahvie. He even apologized to Dahvie as well and said Dahvie is my brother on Twitter. So I don't know what was that all about, and why did he apologize to Dahvie if he had seen him doing these things. In Jayy Von Monroe's interview with Chris Hansen, he said it was strange that Dahvie and Jeffree Star became buddy-buddy pretty quick after he had said these things publicly about Dahvie.
You know, it's kind of like a little disjointed because we did all those tours with him. It was like, I think like our third tour with Jeffree. And at the end, the very last day, the show ends and then all that stuff gets tweeted. And then fast forward, like maybe like a year later, we were doing a Warped Tour for the first time. And Jeffree was there with his merch company, like selling his t-shirts and stuff. And one day he just walked onto our bus on Warped Tour and, you know, was just being very social. And I was just like, I thought a fight was going to break out.
All right, so let's talk about the Scene Is Dead tour.
Scene Is Dead.
With Jeffree Star. And, you know, I think somebody's going to end up in the hospital after the end of this tour.
Right. But Dahvie just was like, went right back into being like total like fake with him, was like total like girlfriends all over again. And I was like, I don't get that. But
what do you think was going on there, Jay?
I have no idea. I have never talked to Jeffree about it. Me and Jeffree were not really that close. We just toured together and we would hang out like, you know, like at the events and stuff. We weren't really like close friends or anything, but that whole thing made no sense to me because Jeffree just like came back like nothing had ever happened. So I was like, okay, I guess just like water under the bridge, I guess. You called him a rapist, so like that's fine. I was like more shocked that Dahvie wasn't more ill-responsive to it, because he's so hot-headed about everything. But I think because like he knows that like being friends with Jeffree would like benefit him in some way, he just kind of forgave it. Jeffree never publicly apologized for
that. Would have caused some friction in a fight on the tour bus along the way.
I would think so. And he didn't even like bring a bodyguard with him or anything. He just walked on by himself. I was like, brave.
Now a lot of people don't know this, but Dahvie actually responded to these accusations as soon as they came out, where he said, "These are false accusations, it is all to just gain attention, and it might be due to jealousy or to cause controversy, but anyway, only thing this drama does is it gives me exposure."
I'm gonna sit here, answer your question, like I said, but I love how these, like back to what I was saying earlier, these accusations, these things that people are saying about us, if they were really true, I wouldn't be here right now. I mean, obviously they're not true. So, like I said, all a bunch of bullshit, all attempts to destroy us. Don't listen to it. That's all I'm saying. Because, you know, like I said, a lot of people are confused, a lot of people don't know what's going on, and all I can say is that this is all to gain attention and stuff like that. And we just can't give it to them. So, it's all good. I love you guys. As far as, you know, my relationship with Jeffree at this point, it's like I said, I never meant for any of this to happen, or any bullshit, or any confusion with our fans and stuff like that. You know, like I said, he acted irrational. I tried to make amends, tried to make peace, try to just put this like water under the bridge. But you know, there's a line that you cross, and you know, you sit there and say shit. You know, like a year ago, there was an attempt to take my life, and somehow I was literally hired as a hit. But I survived. You know, like I said, no charges were filed, and you know, like I said, charges were filed, I'm going to be here as I speak. Is it because, you know, jealousy or controversy or to gain publicity? I don't know. I mean, do I care? I really don't care. I just know that my name was brought up, and false shit was said about me. So, you know, I am not gonna let this go. I am going to retaliate, but I have different ways of retaliating. So, I don't really need to make them public. So, be a man and handle your business. I say, haters do make you famous. I mean, because of this drama and this publicity, I mean, it's given us exposure. And again, you know, if truly all of these things that people say about me, then I wouldn't be here right now.
When the band of New Year's Day was on tour with Blood on the Dance Floor and Jeffree Star, they were kicked off from middle of the tour by Dahvie Vanity for some reason. Later, New Year's Day made a statement where they said, "To avoid any confusion, we want you to know that we were asked to leave the tour by Blood on the Dance Floor because we stood up to bullying and abuse and would no longer tolerate the physical and verbal abuse of ourselves and our fans that went on behind the scenes, which was ultimately led to our departure." But fans started to question what was the actual reason for kicking them off. We want to know some more details, so Ash Costello, the lead singer of the band, made a Tumblr post giving detail about the reason for which they were kicked off. "I've never been physically attacked and abused until now. You guys should start listening to Lady No Query, because I am now almost 100% sure everything she has said is true. I have seen girls cry because they have been taken advantage of and made to do things they didn't want to do. I have seen horrible and disgusting things done by a man on a throne that does not deserve to be there. I have seen my friends treated like shit. I stopped singing Hell on Hills because I felt uncomfortable, and I also do not like what it stands for. Showing your ass to kids, having kids grab your dick on stage, telling 12-year-old you are going to come on their faces, making derogatory comments to me on stage, hitting fans on head with equipment, telling my friends they are banned hoes on stage because they won't say into the mic his cum tastes good, watching the cops get called on tour because he was with some under the age limit. This is just a tiny portion of I had to watch every night, not to mention what was done to me and done to so many other girls." The entire incident in much more detail was told by the merch guy of New Year's Day, a person who has nothing to benefit from the whole situation. The whole blog is 8 pages long from the perspective of merch guy. The only way I was able to find this is due to Wayback Machine. But this incident was later summarized by New Year's Day guitarist in an interview which he did in 2019.
You were there for the Blood on the Dance Floor tour, the All the Rage tour.
Yep.
Did you feel the urge for your fists to go flying at some point?
So many times, and they had times that, like at the time, you know, the band was, you know, coming back after the whole "My Dear," you know, so Ash was very, I don't know what's the right way to put it. But yeah, there were plenty of times. I remember she had to hold us back because we were about to attack him. He laid hands on her before, and we're like, why can't we just beat the shit out of him? Mm-hmm. Like, you know, your Southern California punk rock self starts coming out. Like who the fuck is this guy? Yeah. We toured with them 3 times, and then you start seeing the disgusting things that would be happening on that tour, and it's all absolutely true. And we called it out. Like we sent all this stuff to like the police. Kids came forward, you know, to us about it, and like they had like conversations of him talking to a 16-year-old girl. Like we had it there. But they sent it to the police, I guess something like, oh, different states have different things, so they have to deal with this. Like, this guy's going after kids. Like, fuck everything else. Like, you know, do something about it. But it's good to see this stuff is finally coming out now. And I hope they get them.
When she first came out about it, I read about it, I think in AP or something like that. And I thought to myself, why? Why does this have to happen?
Yeah.
You know? Did you ask yourself why?
Absolutely. And at the same time too, it's like, I don't know, like how do these people get away with it? You know, in that sense too. And I remember what happened exactly, because we actually got kicked off that tour. But they had this girl, like, so Ash was singing one of the songs with him on stage, and he would get, you know, a little too uncomfortable, so she would just stop singing up there. So they had like another girl sing, and I remember we were by the merch table because we would go like to merch like after the show and and try to sell. And they had this girl came with the same hair as Ashley. And I was like, hey, they invited me on the bus and we were wondering if we should go. And we're like, no, stay away from that bus. Don't do anything. She ended up going on the bus anyway and told them that we said that. He called us on their bus the next day and wanted us to get down on our knees and apologize to him. And we're like, dude, no. This is not happening. And that's when they removed us from the tour. And we're like, well, absolutely, we're going home. We don't want to be a part of this at all.
I'm sorry. That sucks. No, I think it's good that you got kicked off the tour.
I do too.
I honestly don't feel like you got kicked off. I feel like you actually were relieved.
Yeah, no, we were definitely relieved. And what sucked is they had some parts of the label too was like, you guys shouldn't have done that. You guys hurt, you guys may have, hurt some professional ties. And we're like, fuck that. This is guys going after kids. Like, nothing else should matter. Why don't you have our backs over this?
Is that the point when you realized who your real friends were?
Yeah, exactly. And to see like what kind of team you really have behind you. Like, what do you guys really care about? Do you guys want the greater good for actual, morale, or you guys just trying to make a buck? Because if that's what you're all about, then we're good.
Now, before New Year's, they came up with their own story. Lady O'Grady was the first major artist who spoke against Dahvie, the same artist who is in the most popular BOTDF video, Bewitch. The original blog is currently unavailable and screen caps are in very poor quality, but there is a comment of her which is still available. So when Lady O'Grady spoke out against Dahvie Vanity, Dahvie actually responded to her in some interesting way. We're going to talk about this in the next point of the video, so don't forget this. In April of 2019, Huffington Post wrote an article about Dahvie Vanity with the headline, Dahvie Vanity raped a child, police gave him a warning, now 21 women accuse him of sexual assault. This article links to metalsucks.net, where they have conducted interview with 22 of these girls, with whom alleged incident happened. So the question arises, what was the reason so many people were afraid of speaking out against Dahvie Vanity and Blood on the Dance Floor in general, and why all of the victims have taken their charges back? Now, saying that Blood on the Dance Floor was having a very loyal fanbase would be an understatement. It was not just a fanbase, it was a cult. And the cult was having a name called the /Gash Terror Crew, or SGTC.
We are not a fan base, we are a cult!
And SGTC was actually used to operate like a cult. Each state was having their own division, and it was operated by the special group of people who were selected by Dahvie himself, named Bloodline.
What's the Bloodline? Well, the Bloodline is us expanding the SGTC even closer to the band, and what I mean by that is it is a selective, only one person per state will lead the SGTC, street team and all that stuff in their division. The Bloodline is personally selected by me, so you guys are kind of like my Knights of the Round Table, and we are going to get our message across. It's expanding our coven of darkness.
SGTC was a group of people who used to stalk, harass, and even dox every single individual who used to criticize Blood on the Dance Floor or Dahvie Vanity. SGTC was way toxic than any of the fanbase that we could ever recall.
If someone said anything out of line or against like Dahvie, like they're like piranhas. They would just go after them and destroy. I'm like, oh my god.
Listen to me here, people. Really, we're gonna fucking come after you with pitchforks if you keep saying that Dahvie rapes you. And trust me, we will show you what rape is. I will shove the damn pitchfork up your ass and make it come out your mouth.
Remember Lady O'Grady, the first person who spoke out against Dahvie? Allegedly, she was doxed by Dahvie himself on Twitter. Now every time when an individual comes up with allegations against Dahvie, that person gets harassed and bullied by SGTC to the point where they either have to drop the charges or say the allegations are fake. Same thing happened with Jaycee Slaughter and several other alleged victims. Now this part of the video is for people who are fans of Dahvie Vanity and Blood on the Dance Floor. I would like to show you the hypocrisy and lies of Dahvie Vanity and Blood on the Dance Floor. Members of SGTC are absolute brain dead. They refuse to believe anything that is against Dahvie Vanity or Blood on the Dance Floor.
Okay, so first of all, Dahvie Vanity didn't
rape anyone. He's not a pedophile.
He's fucking innocent, you dumbass.
Yeah, and anyways, he couldn't rape anyone because, I mean, who wouldn't want to have sex with Dahvie Vanity? If he was like,
he's
you,
so
me, bed now, there would be no question. It's like my dream, you know?
Now, I'm not claiming to look like Brad Pitt or Justin Bieber, but Dahvie Vanity is nowhere close to be considered as a normal looking guy. He looks like an absolute idiot. If you're a fan who thinks Dahvie is hot, then your life is a very big lie. His hair is not his actual hair, it's a wig. In reality, he's bald. This is confirmed by both of the previous members of BOTDF. He wears makeup to make it seem like he has a jawline, but in reality, he's fat. I don't know what is the obsession of this girl with his looks. Now I know some people might say the look is just due to music. Okay, there are people who make similar kind of music, but they look normal in real life. I personally have seen countless interviews of Dahvie where he has makeup and wig on. Even on his live stream, he has makeup on. Jay doesn't even have makeup all the time. The only reason I'm mentioning this point is because he is trying to hide behind the makeup to make it seem like he is a lot younger, while in reality, he's 35 years old. If you want to talk about music wise, then I can admit, Jay can actually sing, but Dahvie is absolute garbage. Even I Play Pokemon Go Kid sound better than him.
I play Pokemon Go every day. I play Pokemon Go.
When I wake up, I'm grabbing my phone. I want to catch them all. I want to play Pokemon all day long. I will get all the Pokemon. I will catch them all. I will catch them all. Catch them all.
They want a part of Unforgiven? Here's their song for the evening. 1, 2, ready, go.
Your love and wasted it on someone who could care. That's for you. I kept my word, everything I said came directly from my heart.
Don't think I won't forget things you've done. Don't think you won't regret forbidden fun. I draw my line with you in the sand. Right now you are the one who's unforgiven. There you go, you got your Unforgiven of the evening.
But Blood on the Dance Floor is very proud of their song. They like to claim the band is not just a band, it's a movement, and their lyrics have very deeper meaning behind them. They also like to say that they are a superhero, and with great power come great responsibility, and Dahvie Vanity is a Spider-Man who is apparently going to save the world. I know it sounds extremely cringy and only thing that a Jake Paul would say, but he actually said that.
And then the makeup and the aesthetics kind of came more towards our superhero theme because, like I said, we're trying to save the world. That's the point where we're doing a group now, is to take on the world and save the world. And it's superheroes, and it reminds us that with great power comes great responsibility, like in Spider-Man.
Now, I'm going to read you some name of their song, which according to Dahvie is going to save the world. Revenge porn, money and hoes, inject me sweetie, bitches get stitches, sexting, S my D. If this name doesn't scream end of coronavirus to you, then I don't know what does. So I'm going to tell you an interesting story about the song Revenge Porn. Now this story is not 100% confirmed, so take this with a grain of salt. Allegedly, when Dahvie's ex-girlfriend cheated on him, he ended up posting a news online for the entire world to see. But the one thing which is confirmed, that he encourages his followers to do that as well.
And so you are also releasing a new song though on Christmas, I believe?
Yes. It's New Year's. It got
New
pushed
Year's,
back.
New Year's.
The song's called Anyone Down, and it's about revenge porn. And we kind of thought of the idea back in October. And no one's really done it yet, but then there was this one band that did it, but we wrote a completely different song. So it's actually about if somebody cheated on you, what better way to get revenge than to post their tits on the internet?
Well, that'll be interesting to hear. Can't wait for that.
Now I'm going to give an advice. Don't do that. It's not just unethical, but also illegal. Blood on the Dance Floor also like to refer themselves as an anti-bullying activist band, and in countless interviews, Dahvie had told that band is all about positivity.
But regardless, it's all about having a good time and living your life to the fullest. And that's what love is the message. I've been saying that, and I will stand for that.
Thank you very much, guys. This is great.
Thank you. Yeah, no, thank you so much. You are a goddess. And the two stripes, for unity and quality, that's what we stand for, BOTDF.
Now, you guys are so cool to your fans, though. You know, on Twitter, you're always posting like cool quotes and things like that, and always responding to fans. So what message are you guys trying to convey to your fans?
In a world full of fear, we still dare you to have courage.
I love that.
That's the point.
That's awesome.
You want to give them hope, and I think there's a lot of negativity out there. So we want to be that one positive thought to cleanse people and to give them redemption through thoughts and just to have a good day. And that's why we tweet positive messages, because it just takes that one positive thing to change your whole entire day. And we want to be that change. Remember this. Yeah. In order to get love, you must give love. And when you give love, when you give it, it comes right back to you.
Yeah, man.
It's all for divine power.
I respect bands that respect their fans. So
you gotta love your fans. They're the ones who make you.
But when All Time Low made a joke about them,
One thing I learned from Warped Tour, it's like music genres kind of like don't even matter. It's like everyone just kind of chill.
Unless you're in Blood and Everyone hates you.
they tweeted, "All Time Blow, you guys suck each other's dick and shit on each member's chest. You're a bunch of rectile riding fudge packers." Remember Jessie Slaughter? Dahvie even made a song about her named You Done Goof. The song is total garbage. It sounds like one of those sandpaper dish tracks.
Soggy teabag motherfucker, head like a toenail, rice gum so dumb that shit should be criminal.
I don't give a shit about your insecurities. Your attempts to get my attention doesn't bother me. You cross that line and drag my name through the dirt. Believe me, girl, gonna feel all my hurt. Fiction trash talking, it's done. Flat of hate, I'm about to murder it all. I'm about to eradicate. Look at me, I'm beautiful, not a suspect of rape. Don't you know I'm fucking boss? Read the fucking name.
Now, regardless of allegations being true or not, bands who refer themselves as an anti-bullying activist band shouldn't be doing this thing to an 11-year-old. And when SGTC knew about this, they ruined her life. She was dogs, people were sending pizzas, death threats, and even prostitutes from Craigslist to her house. Although Blood on the Dance Floor says you shouldn't agree with everything that band says, everyone has different beliefs.
No, that's not the way I'm gonna look at it at all. Cause I mean, if you're dumb enough to let somebody else that doesn't even have, I'm sorry, the music you listen to and who you're a fan of does not determine like whatever they do is, you don't have to fucking agree with it. Like, not all of us have the same fucking beliefs.
But the second someone disagrees with the band or Dahvie, he singles them out and says, "You're a backstabber and I hope you die of slow death."
Remember this. Yeah. In order to get love, you must give love. And when you give love, when you give it, it comes right back to you.
Yeah, man.
It's all for divine power.
I respect bands that respect their fans. So
you gotta love your fans. They're the ones who make you. Love is the message. I've been saying that, and I will stand for that.
This type of hypocrisy sounds very similar to someone else.
Let's say you start dating someone and you talk to them about your life and they talk to you about your life.
I had one really private thing.
And things don't work out, and so you end up, saying, "Can't date, whatever." I want to warn you that some people will take the information that you gave them because they're hurt. They'll warp it to all seem really, really horrible.
And he just told everyone. You told everyone secrets about me.
But it's not just that. You gotta worry about the people you love, the people you care about.
You wanted me to not see my family for an entire year, and you tried to manipulate your way around it by saying drug user.
You were raised by a bunch of criminals.
Because some people are so screwed up that on top of slandering you, they'll slander the people that you care for.
And obviously, if she looked like her ugly friend Ayala, and Ayala is so ugly. She has really dark areas around her eyes. She has a really annoying voice. Her eyes are too far apart. Ayala is so gross.
It's kind of like psychopaths or serial killers. When they go after people, a lot of times they'll hurt the people that individual loves because they know that will cause them greater pain.
I hope Billy and Ayala wind up with each other because I think they're about equally as evil.
You break up with someone or you part ways with someone, and because they're hurt, they legitimately try to ruin your life.
You criminal. You're a bad person, a liar, an illegal drug user. You were raised by criminals.
What do? I think the best thing you can do is just be the bigger person and not reveal the same amount of information that they've revealed to everyone, because you're not like that. Because you're not going to stoop to that level. You don't want to hurt their friends, you don't want to hurt them, because you're not a bad person, right? Just be careful, guys, with the information you share with people. Regardless, that's really all I want to say about this. Just be safe, because you may be in danger. You guys know me.
And that Twitter is the best place to spread positivity.
Now, you guys are so cool to your fans, though. You know, on Twitter, you're always posting like cool quotes and things like that, and always responding to fans. So what message are you guys trying to convey to your fans?
In a world full of fear, we still dare you to have courage. You know, you want to give them hope, and I think there's a lot of negativity out there. So we want to be that one positive thought to cleanse people and to give them redemption through thoughts and just to have a good day. And that's why we tweet positive messages, because it just takes that one positive thing to change your whole entire day, and we want to be that change.
Also, this goes to myself as well. We must never wish death to anyone. No matter what they say, we must never sink to that level. Okay? Yeah, dude, that's super positive. I'm gonna rip your head open and shit down your throat. Hashtag bad blood. Now it's personal. Blood for blood. Hashtag give me hell. At you mid sock, you ugly as hell. Get the fuck off. At Sherlock boy, don't flatter yourself. You don't offend me. You fucking abortion. I would love to push you downstairs. You can't break. At Jayy Violence, no fool. I love and support Ronnie Rec. You however a piece of shit for running your mouth like a little bitch. Fuck you. At Jayy Violence, you are a big pile of douche. This tweet goes to my loyalists and fans who knew the real me and defend me every day. I fucking love you. You guys are legit and fuck the rest. And this tweet goes to the numerous amount of loyal fans you have blocked recently. I only block people who backstab or shit talk. So shut the fuck up, you stupid bitch. So if you are a fan of Blood on the Dance Floor or Dahvie Vanity, just know that his music is straight up garbage and he is a total scumbag to his fans. Although Jay was half of Blood on the Dance Floor, but the entire time he was working with band, he was never actually paid. But instead, Dahvie used to pay his bills. So if he needs something, he would need to ask Dahvie. That means, allegedly, he was kept financially hostage for 7 years. And when Jay was diagnosed with HIV, instead of providing him with medical care, he was dragged across the country for the tour.
And how did he treat you as a person on tour? You told me a story the other day about needing to get your medication, which was vital for you, and he interfered in that. Tell that story to everyone.
That was kind of my last straw with him. That was the last tour I did, actually, and I just completely just packed up my shit and moved to Arizona. I was diagnosed with HIV in that spring, and I didn't have any health insurance or anything. Dahvie pretty much kept me under his thumbnail with finances. He wouldn't pay me directly. He would just pay my bills for me. So I never had to pay rent or pay a phone bill or anything, but it was embarrassing because I'm not a kid anymore. I'm well into I'm 25 at this point, you know, and I should be able to fend for myself. So after I was diagnosed, I needed to get health insurance so I could start treatment. And Dahvie was well, there was a tour scheduled a few weeks after that happened. So I was I have to bail. I was there's no way. I was I have to stay here until all this shit's sorted. I was I can't just go. And he, instead of canceling the tour, and I didn't have anywhere to go, so I just didn't know what to do. So I just got dragged across the country once again, sick as a dog. It was awful. When I finally got treatment, my CD4s, a normal person's CD4 is 800, 600, something like that. And then 200 is AIDS. Well, my CD4 was 236. I was on the actual wall of having AIDS because this kid didn't want to cancel a fucking tour.
So you almost turned the corner from being HIV positive to having full-blown AIDS because he would not let you get off the tour. Retrovirals you needed to fight this disease.
Yeah, he wanted to do this 6-week tour, which could have been spent with me at home trying to better, my health, and that wasn't happening. So when I got back, I got treated. I'm healthy now, undetectable.
Thank God. Good for you. I'm glad to hear that. Did you ever call him out on that, Jay, and say, look?
Yeah, actually,
He's doing it now.
Yeah,
that's true. Good point.
I'm a drag artist now, so that's what I do. And I was on a Netflix show that's called Dragula, where it's kind of like RuPaul's Drag Race, kind of like Fear Factor, but it's dark, ghoulish kind of thing. And they do all these like boudoir talks and stuff like that. I said that wrong. I am gonna try it again. And it was actually like, we actually talked about it. The producers asked me if I was comfortable talking about it, about like my past history of like being in a band, because it applied to the challenge we were doing that week, was like rock star. So they wanted to ask me, and I told the story, and there was a video that's like literally like, I think like 1.5 minutes long.
So, Dahvie, you started rock and roll very early, like 18 or something. You got in that.
I started touring like right after I turned 18. It was kind of like emotionally and almost physically abusing though, like touring that way. The person that was like in the band with me like forced me to do a lot of things that I didn't want to do. The reason why I quit touring is because I was diagnosed with HIV like last year, and I was forced to go on tour without treatment.
What?
I found out I was diagnosed, and then I told him what was happening, and I didn't have like insurance at the time or anything, so I had no idea what I was gonna do. Came back, I was like really, really, really sick. And then I was like hospitalized, and then I was, you know, did the whole treatment and everything. And then a few months later, I was undetectable, so she bounced back real healthy.
And it like went viral like overnight. It had like 300,000 views in like a few hours, and then that like brought a bunch of stuff. So I had to make a statement that alternative press actually like helped with and reposted it for me and everything, about that entire situation. Like not even like, didn't even address his allegations. It was literally just like what happened to me.
After 2015, the interest in emo music started to fade off, and a new era of SoundCloud rapping with face tat and jewelry started to become popular, and people like Lil Pump, Lil Yachty, Smoke Pub, and several others became a viral sensation. In 2016, Jayy Von Monroe left the band, and in April of 2019, Spotify removed the brand from their platform. Currently, Dahvie is 36-year-old, still living with his mom, and he's trying to rebrand his career. He had came up with new merch and alias, but in modern day of internet, with a history like that, I don't think it's going to happen. So guys, I had to sit through hundreds of hours of interviews, live streams and blog to make this video. So if you guys think I did a good job, then make sure to subscribe, like this video and comment down below your thoughts. I hope you're having an amazing day, and I hope you'll continue to have an amazing day. See you in the next video.